Putting on a fresh coat of paint on a house is a good idea if you're trying to sell it, but right now in Utah, that's not really necessary. The market is the hottest it's been in years. News specialist Keith McCord is live tonight. Keith, that must mean if you're selling, you're going to make a lot of money, right?
Yeah, you know, remember a few years ago when the recession hit and prices fell and people were underwater with their mortgages? Not so much anymore.
Things right now is a complete seller's market.
In real estate for 23 years, Troy Peterson says he's never been so busy.
We're at an all-time historical high in the state of Utah and up and down the Wasatch Front for the price of for a single-family home.
Consider, for instance, the median prices for homes in Salt Lake County. Stats released this week show nearly a 30% increase in value in the past decade, from $256,000 to $330,000. What's happened? As more jobs and people move to Utah, the demand has increased, and builders haven't been able to keep pace. So with limited inventory, the prices are jumping fast. And you can forget about those days when you'd put up a for sale sign in the front yard and the house would sit unsold for several months. Houses are now selling almost overnight.
Below $500,000, it will go pretty much within 15 to 20 days.
People are getting into bidding wars to buy houses, and earnest money agreements have really changed.
Utah used to be, we'd always use like $1,000 to $2,000 would be appropriate earnest money. We're dealing with $10,000, $30,000, $50,000 now.
As for the areas where the most expensive houses are located, here's a breakdown of the top 5: Immigration Canyon, the Avenues, Eden, Alpine, and Draper, areas that are very desirable if you can find something. And so that begs the inevitable crystal ball question.
When does the bubble burst? I've been asked that question probably 100 times in the last year. With no supply, we don't have a bubble.
Another interesting dynamic here, guys. The number of homes sold along the Wasatch Front is actually down about 7% over last year. So even though sales are fast and furious right now, there's not as many houses selling because there's not that many available. So these things go in cycles. In a few years, the builders will catch up and that kind of thing. And so if you're downsizing or moving out of state, you can probably get your price pretty fast. Back to you.
All right, Keith McCord live for us tonight with some good tips here for people that are hoping to sell their homes and make a good quick buck. Thanks, Keith.